Hi everyone. Welcome to the first session of our Web3 Go-to-Market series. I'm Dafu from One Piece Labs. Today, I'll cover a fundamental question every project must answer before building your product. What real problem are we solving? It's easy to become distracted by cool features, shiny tokens, or hype-driven marketing campaigns. But if we are not addressing a genuine, meaningful problem, even the best designed solution will fall apart. To avoid that trap, we must start with a clear problem positioning. I've been asked many times from our portfolio companies whether their problem statement was good. Well, I always suggest they go through the problem positioning process I'm about to cover today. Let's start with early research. On the quantitative side, on-chain data tools can give you a window into real user behavior. How wallets engage with protocols, where users drop off, and which smart contracts see fleeting versus repeat activity. For example, if you notice only a small fraction of users return after their first DApp interaction, that's a red flag. In fact, research found only 5 to 10% of users become repeat DApp users within 30 days, treating many DApps as one-off experiences. Analytics can highlight where users get stuck or leave, maybe a costly bridge fee or a complex staking process. But numbers alone don't tell us why. That's where community listening comes in. We also need to tap into the qualitative insights bubbling up in Web3 communities. On Discord, Telegram groups, Twitter, wherever users vent or hype their experiences. Go where your potential users hang out and listen. What are they complaining about? What confuses or frustrates them? Hearing users describe their pain points in their own words help you grasp the intensity and emotional dimension of the problem. A data chart might show a 60% drop-off at wallet setup, but a Telegram conversation might reveal why. Combining these two forms of research, hard data and human stories, is powerful. When they align, you can identify truly large-scale challenges, not UI/UX bugs, but fundamental frictions or unmet needs. These could be trillion-dollar problems in the making. By the end of this research phase, aim to pinpoint up to 3 or 4 core problems that your project is uniquely positioned to solve. Keeping the list of problems tight and focused ensures you maintain clarity on what really matters. After identifying some possible pain points, it's vital to validate them thoughtfully. A well-crafted survey can help confirm whether these problems are as important as you think. However, your survey must go beyond subtle questions. You should ask questions that surface current behavior and urgency. For example, how are you solving this issue today? What's been your biggest frustration in this area? Or how urgent is it for you to fix the problem? This forces respondents to reflect on actual pain and workarounds. Their answers will reveal whether your identified problem is a pressing need that keeps them up at night or just a mild inconvenience that may be addressed someday. It's also useful to structure questions to probe different awareness levels of the problem, from people who haven't realized the problem exists to those actively seeking or even hacking together solutions. This segmentation tells you how much education your market might need. Before sending the survey to the community, test it with a small group of potential users first. This helps catch confusing wording, ensure you are not leading respondents, and remove hidden biases. A short pilot test can drastically improve your service quality. By the end of surveying, you should have hard data on whether people truly care about the problem and how they talk about it. Surveys work pretty well, but deeper insights come from one-on-one conversation with Web3 native users. These could be DeFi power users, long-term traders, active gamers, essentially the people living in the context you are targeting. Schedule informal chats or video calls and have them walk you through their actual workflows and past experiences. Prompt them with scenarios. For example, why did you stop using this DApp after a few tries? The goal is to get stories, not yes or no answers. You want them to open up about how they choose their tools, what makes them stick with or abandon a platform, and which moments in their Web3 journey have triggered the most frustration or delight. Your role as interviewer is simple. Listen far more than you talk. Resist the urge to pitch your idea. In fact, don't even mention your solution at this stage. Let them vent, ramble, or emphasize whatever they feel is important. Take careful notes on the exact words and emotions you hear. Maybe someone says, managing multi-sig transactions feels like walking on a tightrope. One wrong click and the funds are gone. That tells you about fear and stakes. Or someone might say, I spent hours refreshing for a min, then paid 200 gas for a failed transaction. I was pissed off. That highlights anger and wasted effort. These real reactions are raw narrative fuel for your later marketing. They give you a window into the user's world and help you craft messaging that resonates. Also, don't only speak with your supporters. Try to talk to a few skeptics or previous users who quit. By the end of these conversations, you should feel you could step into your users' shoes and truly understand why the problem matters to them. Well, we won't stop at conversations. The next step is to validate in action by getting rapid feedback on actual solutions. Rather than disappearing into a cave to build for months, you can test your assumptions on a small scale right away. Web3 offers some unique platforms for this. You can introduce micro-tests or mini-experiments using Quest platforms where users perform quickly on-chain tasks in exchange for incentives. The goal is to see real users engage with a prototype or a process and then learn from what happens. Afterwards, gather feedback from those users immediately. A quick Discord poll, a follow-up question, or an embed form asking what was the hardest part of the task. Use that feedback to iterate weekly if possible. Importantly, consider building in public as you do this. By publicly sharing updates, for example, posting on your social media or channels about the weekly product updates, you achieve two things. First, your signal to your community that you are responsive and actually listening, which builds trust and goodwill. Users feel invested when they see their input result in changes. Second, it attracts more early adopters who appreciate a project that is transparent and user-driven. It sets you apart from projects that operate in a black box. Over time, this loop of test, learn, tweak will sharpen your understanding of the real problem and how to solve it in a way that delights users. Okay, in this session, you've learned how to ground your problem direction in real research and user interaction from day one. Starting with data-driven insights, validating them through surveys and interviews, and refining them in real time with actual users. Skipping these steps leads to weak foundations. 42% of the Web3 projects have failed by solving problems that didn't even exist. But when done right, your go-to-market becomes powerful because it's rooted in real user pain, not assumptions. In the next session, we will build on this foundation by translating your validated insights into clear audience targeting and messaging. Great work getting this far. You are already ahead of the curve. This is Dafu, and I will see you in the next session.